So the last part of this section is on police searches and interrogations. Beginning in the 1960s, the Supreme Court outlined the limitations of police work in several areas. The most common areas of concern were interrogations and confessions, search and seizure, and the exclusionary rule. This led us to the Miranda decision. And in Miranda versus Arizona, the court ruled that criminal suspects must be informed of their legal rights prior to interrogation. Failure to do so limits or even nullifies the use of any confession. Now we have to remember that it's the Fifth Amendment that guarantees people the right to be free from self-incrimination. And Miranda just re-emphasizes the Fifth Amendment. In Miranda, the court was very specific in its discretion to police officers, even informing police officers of the exact words to use prior to a custodial interrogation. We all know these because you've either read them or you've heard them on television shows. You have the right to remain silent. If he makes a statement, it can be used against him in court. You have the right to consult an attorney or have an attorney present at the time of your interrogation. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. People who cannot understand Miranda due to the age, mental handicaps, or language problems cannot be legally questioned without an attorney present. Miranda is now an institution, although it can be difficult to administer. To ensure Miranda rules are being followed, many departments have routinely videotaped interrogations. Search and seizure. This is the Fourth Amendment. Protects us against unreasonable searches and seizures. The Constitution requires that the police must have a warrant before conducting a search or arresting an individual. Over the years, the courts have allowed some flexibility by including the following exceptions. First, plain view. If evidence is in plain view of the officer, then it may be seized. Inventory allows searches of impounded vehicles. Incident to a lawful arrest allows the officer to conduct a search of a person who is lawfully arrested. Terry searches allows officers to conduct cursory searches of individuals they believe to be a threat. Exigent circumstances allow a search if the contraband or evidence might be destroyed imminently, and consent enables a person to waive their constitutional rights upon request by a police officer. Now, this is the tricky one, folks. Whenever you're pulled over, if a police officer asks to search your car, you can always say no. That's protected under the Fourth Amendment. But when you tell the police officer that you can search their vehicle, your vehicle, then you're giving up your Fourth Amendment right. Whether you have anything in your car or not, you do not need to let a police officer search your vehicle or your presence or your home or anything like that. But if you allow them to do that, then you're waiving your Fourth Amendment right. We also have to take into consideration the exclusionary rule. In this case, all evidence obtained by unreasonable searches and seizures is inadmissible in criminal trials. The exclusionary rule holds that if evidence is obtained by unreasonable searches and seizures, it may not be used in a criminal proceeding. It also excludes the use of illegal confessions under the Fifth Amendment prohibitions. This has been codified in Weeks versus the United States, where this established the rule in 1914 for a federal criminal trial. Mapp versus Ohio in 1961 made the exclusionary rule applicable to state courts. Some controversy in current status. If valuable evidence cannot be used, this means that guilty defendants can go free when police make mistakes, possibly intentionally making mistakes, and it's believed to result in excessive court delays. Prosecutions are lost because of suppression of rulings less than 1% of the time, and the Supreme Court has been diminishing the scope of the exclusionary rule through the good faith exception over time.